Okay, I'm gonna review the second. I'm gonna chronologically, the second episode of ANW season 10 in Dallas. However, how they aired wise, it was aired before the first, like the season premiere, but chronologically that's not the case. So I'm gonna review Dallas. So for me, right off the bat, I didn't find this episode that good, and I'd go as far to say this is probably the worst season 10 qualifying episode. And I just find like it leaves me with like a bad taste in my mouth. I find the editing to be weird, as if they don't show a lot of competitors. I feel like compared to the top competitors shown in Los Angeles, they don't really show that many top competitors in Dallas. And I think that's something that's probably not, I don't really enjoy the fact that they do that. And something has to do with the fact that a lot of people finished. But in the heart of soul of it, it's because of who finished. It's that a lot of those finishes got shown a slow time. For example, Jon Stewart finishes in like 5 minutes 30. Nothing against him, but because he took a long time to finish, it took away from a lot of other competitors. In addition, between we show two girls who get to the fifth obstacle in like 6 minutes, it just really slows down the pace, causing less and less competitors. And the competitors they did show kind of forgettable, other than Daniel Gill, Jon Stewart, Brent Stevenson, and Barclay Stockettt. They were pretty forgettable, and they showed two other girls, and those were kind of the only few really memorable. You got, Abel Gonzalez in there and thrown in there, which are cool, but it just felt like it wasn't a lot because there was 13 ninjas who finished, which surprisingly was second most. The most being 40, which is pretty shocking. That there was really that little much amount of finishers. But anyways, because of that, it just took away from the excitement, because they couldn't, unlike Los Angeles, there was a lot of finishers, and they didn't finish particularly like super fast, because I think this course was designed to be let's say like the jump, like the bouncing spider was definitely easy. It was definitely paced quicker than the sky hooks, but as far as the 2A4s go, it takes time. You gotta relax yourself, as opposed to the spinning bridge doesn't bring as much of a threat as the tuning forks does. But because the tuning forks took out a few ninjas, they were, to their defense, I guess, able to bring in a few other ninjas. Like, I do appreciate that most of the ninjas they did show were veterans, like Abel, like Daniel Gill. But it just didn't work for the sense that, ninjas like I liked introducing Matisse Wadi. Like, that was cool. But like a lot of, I don't know. I think because there was a lot of finishers, that undermined how much ninjas you could show. Because they showed Matisse. Because they showed Daniel Gill. Because they showed Jon Stewart. And because they showed Abel Gonzalez. 5 finishers. That undermines him the rest of the episode. So like you said, it does get undermined. Because they go far, but they don't really, I don't know, they just don't add much. And as far as, people like as far as like there's as much as there might be memorable competitors, it's kind of unforgettable. There's pretty forgettable competitors as well, but again, don't really offer much. And they get like they show like a few competitors that don't do good, and they're kind of forgettable and takes away from the episode. But I do like the introduction. I like seeing Daniel Gill make up the Mega Wall, and I am happy for the people who finished. Like, I'm happy for Matisse. I'm happy for these, and I do like the tuning forks, and it does bring an interesting shock. But those like there's some things that like are interesting. The way I see. Oh God, I'm itchy. Itchy, witchy, witch. Okay, yeah, I'm good. But I just definitely think they're not as... I just think some of this stuff is, like, not as interesting. And it's not as interesting as a course as Doorknob, as Los Angeles is. Because the two new obstacles are, like, don't really play... Like, I like the tuning forks, but, like, the catch and release... It worked better in Las Vegas. It did. So, some obstacles I like, some courses I like. But what's interesting is I do like the city finals better because I feel like, do a better job at showing these ninjas. And as far as, the stars, I definitely think that, some stories were definitely sad, had sadder stories than Los Angeles. And, I'm not too interesting in those sad stories. Usually I just skip them. But some of them are interesting. But, for me, I kind of feel like this episode just kind of is weirdly boring. It's like once, I don't know. Like, honestly, it just leaves me a bad taste. Maybe it's because of the course. Maybe it's because of the way they edit it. Maybe it's because... a few things. I don't know. It's just the way... It's just interesting that they promote Daniel Gill, promote Barclay, Stockettt, and they promote Matisse, and yet they throw Jon Stewart after, Barclay. Because usually the way they promote it, the promoted people go last, and like Matisse went early, so it was like weird editing, I think. But overall, I mean, it was a fine episode, but it definitely left me in a worse, not really the worst, but not as good taste as these other episodes did. So yeah, it was it's not as long as a review as Los Angeles, because there wasn't really, other than the ninjas who fell and the tuning forks, there wasn't that much surprises, shock. Because everybody who was built up, like when Jon Stewart went second to last, you kind of understood, like, oh, he's finishing. He's second to last. Oh, Barclay's, not last or second to last. Oh, she didn't finish. And like it was kind of like, oh, Matisse is going early, but I figured he would probably have finished because they probably wouldn't have promoted him or wouldn't promote him as much if he didn't. So, yeah.